Unbeknownst to any but the divine deities, the world of Eleren and the plains beyond teeter on the brink of celestial war. The Knights of Solaria, holy order of radiant celestials blessed with a divine purpose, stand as the last bastion of light against the encroaching darkness. For centuries, their celestial blades have struck down fiends, heretics, liches, and forces that threaten the balance of good and evil. But now, shadows creep far and long, and even into the sacred halls of their own order. Prophecies speak of an ancient evil stirring beneath the surface of the world, darkness that not even the Solarian light can banish alone. Unknown to our heroes, the High Council of Solaria, led by their High Magistrate Marius, are looking to their acolytes, warriors, mages, and seekers of the truth, to join their campaign and uncover the source of this growing corruption. And so, we continue with episode 9 of the Knights of Solaria and the Celestial Concordance. Let's rejoin our heroes as they continue their descent deep into the recently uncovered ruins of a tower near the cove south of the rebuilding city of New Anthis. And so, as a recap, the stairwell plunges deeper into the heart of this crumbling tower, its steps worn smooth by the countless feet that have traversed them over the ages. As you descend, a noticeable chill creeps over you, the temperature dropping with each step, intensifying the sense of isolation, or the sense of isolation that pervades the air. The walls of the stairwell, once solid and yielding, are now cloaked in a thick layer of moss that thrives in the damp, oppressive gloom. The moss, a vibrant green against the gray stone, clings stubbornly to the walls, creating a living tapestry that pulses faintly with moisture. In some places, the dampness has become so pervasive that small, stagnant pools of water have gathered at the base of the steps, their surface rippling with every step you take, emitting a faintly unpleasant odor of decay. The stairwell stretches onward, its descent seemingly endless, spiraling down into the depths of the tower. A door at the end stands closed, its weathered frame and tarnished handle hinting at the secrets and dark passages that may lie beyond. The landing, dimly lit by the flickering light of the walls, barely penetrates the gloom and seems to offer a brief respite from the relentless descent, presenting an opportunity to explore the depths of the enigmatic tower. Heroes, what happens now? That is correct. You find yourself on a landing as you've descended from the first level to the second level. And there is a door here to the right. And as you've seen the other doors in this place, most have been locked, or at least the doors themselves swollen and shut, requiring some effort to open. Go ahead and roll a Thieves' Tools check. You can give me a perception check. Yeah, it does appear to be trapped. As you look around, giving it a once over, seeing the previous traps of the prior level, well, the fire traps specifically, there doesn't appear to be that kind of mechanism here. You don't get any aura of a trap that might be magical. 20. You were able to pick the lock. Give me 1 second while I fix the audio. Go ahead and open the door. So this door effortlessly yields to your touch, swinging open with a soft, resigned creak, and echoes faintly in this room. As you open the door, you see a little bit of haze come out of the room, but since you're not next to the door now, you aren't succumbed to the gas that's been trapped here for hundreds of years. As you look in, the fire pit stands to the right, central feature, its stone hearth and chimney blackened by years of soot and neglect, coated with a thick layer of grime that hints at its former function of providing warmth and cooking heat, though it's long since been extinguished and left to gather dust. Dominating center room is a large wooden table, its surface swollen, warped from the relentless dampness that seeped into the wood over the years. The table now appears misshapen, legs uneven, and its top marred by cracks and stains. From the ceiling hangs a few empty meat hooks, rusted iron gleaming faintly in the dim light. They sway gently with the slightest disturbance. 2 doors offer exits, one you're standing in front and the other to the left. What happens now?
Do we have the same strange lighting as the area above?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, obviously, we enter the room. Doesn't seem like there's much going on here. Check this door.
Does the door appear to be locked?
Are you going to check the door handle? It appears to be locked.
I will once again check to see if there are any sort of dangers around the door.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
9.
The door does not appear to be trapped.
All right. I'm going to go at it with my Thieves' Tools.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
That's a 7 this time.
7, as you deftly move your thieves' tools, they get hung up on the rust and grime that's been here. And as you're toying with it, you see a needle that was once probably quick to engage and sting you with its venom or poison that may have existed on its sharpened tip, barely creaks, moving slowly and stops. The poison long since evaporated or vanished, but the door stands fast.
I guess I got this one. And I'll move forward and try and bash the door open.
Careful, as there were dangers attached to this door, but they seem to have not survived the test of time.
Will be good.
You can give me an athletics check. 24, you easily kick the door in. It splinters from in between, but as you do, there's a rush of gaseous air long since held in this room that stinks of you only know what may have existed in here. Give me a Constitution saving throw. That is a natural 20. As you kick it open and this air rushes forward, you take a brief whiff of it, almost as if you're holding your breath and you can feel it at the back of your tongue, but you're able to resist whatever this gaseous odor that has been trapped here over the years, and you don't take any damage from your natural 20.
Man, I never learn.
But what I need you to do is to roll initiative. I will pull your tokens, and you guys set up in this room however you feel you need to be. As you kick the door open, a chilling sight unfolds before you, transforming the air into a cold, oppressive silence. The room beyond is a grotesque tableau of a macabre experimentation. Preserved humanoid bodies are mounted against the walls like morbid trophies, their skins stripped away and flayed open with brutal precision. The pitons driven into their flesh serve as grim markers, holding their dismembered forms in place, revealing the raw, exposed viscera beneath. Each body is accompanied by a meticulous note written in chalk, scrawled directly onto the walls and the floors. These annotations meticulously outline the positions of various vital organs, paired with detailed scientific observations and arcane notations. Below them stand their skeleton counterparts, and as the door bursts forward, the skeletons magically connect, sinew snapping into place, and they rise forward. Let's begin. Dalgar, you are first to act.
Trying to see if I can see these creatures.
Their bodies burning with an ember glow you've seen before.
I am going to attack the one on the right. I'll use my, halberd. Actually, I'll just hit the one on the left since it's already in range.
14 damage as you slash through the bones, a few of them tattered to the ground, hollowly landing on this floor that's somewhat grimy of years of neglect, but it is still standing, but badly injured.
Swing at it again. Dirty 20.
Easily hits this creature as your halberd unwieldy in this tight space, but you cleave through the remaining bones, and as it drops to the ground, the bones start to shake and rattle and emit a burst of fire. But being more than 5 feet away, you are uninjured by the creature. The skeleton standing behind it seems unfazed by the fire. Bonus action movement.
I'll just call out to the group. We got more fire skeletons. And I'll just hold my ground.
You know you're blocking the doorway, right?
All right, I'll move up to the other skeleton, and my turn.
I am going to take aim at the skeleton down here on this end of the room.
17 flies true from your bow. You know that these creatures, decrepit with age, are very unwieldy when they move, but they will explode when they are killed. But 17 will hit this creature.
Okay. I'm going to assume it's been less than an hour since I cast Magic Weapon.
That is correct.
Okay, so this should be 1+, so 8. And I will make that a Dreadful Strike.
Total of 12.
So 12 for my first attack.
You arrow flies true, but it is still standing.
Second shot.
And that easily hits the creature as well.
6 points.
6 points as your arrow finds its mark. This creature stumbles forward, going down to one knee before it stands back up, its glowing eyes glaring in your direction. This creature, seeing you move back, actually it'll continue on. If you want to take an opportunity attack, you can.
Opportunity attack with a bow?
Punch it or hit it or draw a melee weapon. and attack it.
Oh, I guess I could do a ram attack. I'll try to headbutt him as he goes by.
19 hits this creature as it drags its feet, headbutt it as it moves across. It looks to your left as you headbutt it, doing 3 points of damage as it continues on and looks to attack Thalgar as it's pinned you between itself and another creature. It is going to attempt to claw you, Thalgar. That is a 6 as you deftly and quickly move beyond its reach. The next creature's turn, the one that is deathly injured, will move up towards Eleren and attempt to claw at you. And he claws at you, a 6. As you jump up on the table, the claws streak underneath your legs as you quickly hop over them. The next creature will move forward. You hear the scrape of bone on stone, but it can't do anything but dodge. This creature that you killed its compatriot, Thalgar, will attempt to strike you with its claws. As it strikes across you, your hardened hide and toughened skin deflect its attack, and the last creature will move and dodge as well. Mayron, it is your turn.
Now, this might not be effective, but it may be educational in the future. So why not? I will attempt to... Mayron reaches out and just gently caresses the skeleton next to him.
Nice.
And Eleren and I cast Chill Touch.
A 19 hits as you caress the polished bones that must have existed for years. It looks like any skin, sinew was meticulously removed from these bones, but they are brittle and 3 necrotic damage, which, believe it or not, seems to affect this creature. And its bones, as it clatters to the ground, they start to shake and embers start to rise up from them, and it bursts. And I need a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
I had forgotten about that.
I had not. Thanks, Mayron. Dex save, huh?
Look, you can't hang out in the back all the time, all right?
You can. You very much can.
Everybody saves.
Yeah, we all got a 17. Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, God.
That's 10 points of fire damage, so 5 points of fire damage if you were successful.
It appears, contrary to my initial inclination, that these creatures of undead are susceptible to the powers of decay and death itself.
And I see where Thalgar has run off to.
You saw him go in as he kicked the door open, and he kind of put his hand to his mouth and he leaned back and shook his head a little bit, and he rushed in and turned left.
There's so many bad guys that way. I still do not see him, and now I'm in range of double nonsense. 15. This is very stupid. I am going to come in here and splash some water on my homies, and we're gonna go ahead and cast a 3rd level aid, so they should each gain 10 hit points. And you know what? Oh yeah, and their hit point maximum increases as well by 10.
Everybody gains 10 temp HP, and your hit points maximum increases by 10. It's for the duration of the temp HP. Is that correct?
Are we playing with the new one or the old one?
The old one, the new one, whichever one is at the top of your mind.
The old one is just a duration of 8 hours.
Okay,
So,
8 hours.
It's regular. It's actually like real hit points. It's not really temp, because it's really increasing their maximum by 10.
Okay, we'll do that.
Whatever's easier to mark. And then I'm gonna do something real stupid. And oops, wrong screen. 5, 10, 15.
You move
Your
away.
turn.
The creatures
I
will
do.
attempt to claw at you. The one on the
I did.
left, as you move back through the door,
I accept my poor decision.
is an 11. You batted its hand away with your staff. The next one is a 15.
Just misses.
Just misses as you definitely duck out of the way and move out of range.
I glare at Mayron as I continue to stay in the back.
But while you're there, Thalgar, as these bones begin to burn brighter, give me a Constitution saving throw at the start of your turn.
12.
A 12 is enough, and you're able to resist the fiery aura that seems to grow around these creatures. But it is your turn.
I am going to swap to my double-bladed scimitar and attack the one on the right of me.
Quick question. Eleren, is your headbutt bludgeoning, I assume?
Yes.
When you slammed it, you felt the bones crunch under your blow a little bit more than normal. A 10, the creature's hardened bones deflect your attack. Second one lands true. As you swipe it once, twice, it's able to duck. The second one, it hits your scimitar with its claw. The claw cleaves off some of its fingers or the bones of its fingers that are left, but it appears to do no damage.
Frustrated, I will try and use my bonus action to get a little backhanded hit on the same one.
Your rage kind of boils to the forefront. You are able to backhand the creature. You're aiming at the one against the wall in the corner. Is that correct?
No, the one to the right of me.
To the right of you?
That was just 3 damage.
3 damage. The creature's bones crumble beneath it and they start to shake and glow. Give me a DC 13 dex save, please.
And I am in a stance that gives me advantage on dex saves.
You nimbly dodge with your 17 and take no damage from this creature. Anything else?
Could I attempt to intimidate maybe the other skeleton to come toward me instead of my friends?
Sure, you can give me an intimidation check. As you glower it, do you say anything or do anything or flex maybe?
I think I just bang my scimitar on my chest, trying to make loud sounds.
And it looks towards the door and then looks towards you quickly. Eleren, it is your turn.
I'll move in. Bonus action. I will misty step around him.
Nice.
And then I'm going to shoot him a couple of times.
17. It is dodging. Roll. Give me another attack roll, please. Natural 1. As you fire your bow, it ducks and dodges out of the way, and its arrow flies over its shoulder and towards Thalgar, and Thalgar also ducks.
Okay. Second attack. So this is at disadvantage?
Correct, is dodging. But a 16 hits this time as you retrain your aim and you fire your bow. It strikes the creature right in the chest for a total of 13.
Yes.
Strikes true and it kind of reels back under the force of your arrow, but it is still standing and it reorients itself, getting ready to charge forward.
Okay.
It is no longer dodging. After being assaulted by your blow, it moves forward towards you, attempting to hit you with the claw. It strikes, and again, you're too fast for the creature as it's very slow and uncoordinated, it seems, and it groans, but you're too quick, and it misses. This creature will attempt to claw. Also, Thalgar, you seem to be much more nimble. You and your party, as you see Elden dodge, you use the same maneuver and dodge out of the way. The creature is unable to find purchase on your body. The next creature moves forward, attempts to claw at Elden once more. That is a 23 to hit.
That will do it.
You take 3 piercing damage as the sharpened claws dig into your skin. The glowing bones of its bodies sear the wounds as they come out, and you also take 3 fire damage for a total of 6. But that's its turns, their turns, rather.
Not see any enemies. So I would 5 and... Oh, there they are. And I will cast Sorcerer's Burst as I reach out my hand and this ice blue energy coalesces and shoots forth and bursts at or attempts to burst at the skeleton. That's a natural 20.
8, double the chance to explode. Hey, one of them exploded. Or 2 of them did.
It's doing cold damage this time, so 24 points of cold damage.
As your Sorcerer's Burst flies out, it coats around the creature, but as the cold aura of this burst gets closer to the creature, it seems that their fire bursts a little bit or glows a little brighter, and the cold does not cling to their bones. And unfortunately, this creature appears to be immune to cold.
I think they do take fire damage. So
We shall test that out. 5, 10, 15. Target. Action. Produce flame. Throw flame?
Flame flies from your hand. You're hitting the one next to Eleden. Is that accurate?
Unfortunately, yes. I was trying to aim for an unharmed one, but I did not read before I threw.
The fire seems to penetrate its fire aura, but it doesn't do as much damage as you thought it would.
Fires lurk slightly better. Mayron.
It is near death, but still standing.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and hit that Missy Elliott. 5, 10, 15.
Valgar, give me a Constitution saving throw as the embers in the bones burn even brighter.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. But being the type of creature or specimen species that you are, you're able to shrug off the effects of this fire. You're not sure for how much longer. What is your action or bonus action?
I am going to attack him with my double-bladed scimitar.
A 15 connects solidly with the bones for 9 slashing damage. Creature is injured, reels underneath your blow.
I'll swing at it again.
An 11 from the last time. You connect solidly with the bones, and it sees you reverse your grip and take a swing the other way, and it dodges out of the way. Bonus action or movement?
Yeah, I'll bonus action hit it with the backside of the scimitar. Oh boy, what a crit.
At least the crit did damage.
See, these guys are immune to frost.
Yeah, they seem to be immune to cold. Sorry about the crit. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was just a 1d4 bonus attack. So
Any movement?
I'm going to, I think I'm going to use the strike of the hill giant for an extra 1d6.
So that's also a total of 4, correct? Since you double your dice on a crit.
Yeah. And then it has to make a strength save of DC 15 or get knocked prone.
That is a 2, and that creature is knocked down as you strike with your scimitar, connecting against its bones. It anticipates your next attack, but it doesn't anticipate the follow-up, and you hit it square where its nose would be, and any living creature would fall underneath that blow, but instead of killing it outright, you're able to knock it backwards, and it bangs against the wall before it clatters to the floor, but it's still, the bones are still connected, and it looks to try to stand up next. Is that end your turn?
I'm going to actually move away now.
It will attempt to make a clawing attack at you, disadvantage. That is double natural 20s.
That just hits.
Oh, those actually cancel each other out. Sorry.
Mhm.
It looks to be total of 6 damage. That is 4 piercing and 2 fire. So hit for tat, it does not do very much damage. It rolls also 3 ones on its damage dice, but it has used its reaction.
6 total.
Correct.
The aid gave me 10 to my current hit points as well.
Yes. Any more movement?
Yeah, I think I'll move a little bit more. That'll do it.
Okay, I'm going to drop my longbow and draw a short sword. Then bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the skeleton to the left of me. Then I'm going to stab at him with the short sword.
15 hits.
Dreadful and Hunter's Mark adds 6.
Total is 14.
12. The short sword doesn't have magic weapon on it, so it'd only be 13.
13. As this creature gets approached on the bottom side of Thalgar, it glances over your shoulder just as you're able to quickly draw your short sword and slice it at once very quickly. You cleave a vital part of the sinew that has reconnected it, and the creature drops to the floor. Again, the bones start to heat and rattle. I need a DC 13 dexterity saving throw from both Thalgar and Eleren. If you succeeded, you take 4 points. If you failed, you take 8 points of fire damage as the creature's bones burst into the air.
Okay, second attack, I'll attack the other skeleton.
A 10 unfortunately misses as this creature dodges to the side as you attempt to pierce it from the front and quickly moves its hips. Likely would have sliced into a creature that is not undead or had skin, but this one misses. This creature will lumber towards Thalgar, its claws striking through the air. That is a 17 to hit.
That hit.
You take 4 points of piercing damage and 1 point of fire damage as the claws rip across your skin.
I'm going to use reaction stone endurance.
You reduce it by
11.
nice. It had to stand up, so it was still able to get to you. Okay. This next skeleton will attempt to attack Eleren. That is a 23 to hit for 5 piercing and 3 fire. You're able to maintain concentration on Hunter's Mark, but that ends its turn. Marin.
I will take a look at this creature in the doorway, and I will cock my head And I'm going to do Sorcerer's Burst again, but this time the blue energy kind of crackles, and instead of coalescing into like a cold shard, it just sparks and continues and then shoots out towards the skeleton as I make it lightning damage. And then I roll terrible, of course. 16.
16 still hits, knowing that this creature is immune to the cold energy you produce. Your eyes flash a little bit blue, and
Nope, nothing for bonus actions, so that is the end of my turn.
Produce flamethrower flame. Ah,
a 26 easily hits this creature.
it looks like 11 potential fire damage. I don't know how much actual fire damage. Probably 5.
5 damage. The creature drops to the ground. Its bones start to shimmy and shake. I need a dex save from both, or I need a dex save from Falgar as the creature's bones burst, and you are able to again push off the effects of this fire.
All right, I will swap to my halberd. As a bonus action, I'm going to change stance to my aggressive stance so I have advantage on my attacks.
Okay.
It's like a reckless stance. 15.
15 hits this creature.
And for the first,
Creature is injured as it feels the force of your blow. 25 also hits.
another 10.
Another 10. This one seemingly a little better put together than the others. It's badly injured, but still standing.
And then I'm going to move a little bit.
Eleren, at the start of your turn, give me a Constitution saving throw. That is a 3 or 5 total. That's a failure. You take 6 points of fire damage as the bones on this creature, the aura continues to grow and grow and grow. But it is your turn.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I need another con save to maintain concentration.
Unfortunately, your Hunter's Mark drops.
Okay, then I will draw another short sword in my offhand, and I will attempt to stick him.
A 21 to hit it against the upper arm, slash into it for this creature's well put together frame, takes several blows from Thalgar, and you're able to slash where the previous attacks have hit it, and the creature's bones drop to the floor. But before they do, they begin to shake and rattle on the floor, and you hear them muted in this grime that's on the wooden floor, and the body bursts. The bones burst. Give me a DC 13 dex save. That is a 19, making it a 26. You are able to quickly dodge out of the way of any damage from this creature, and that will end combat. As we head back into this room, this grisly scene of these creatures seemingly have been de-skinned and pinned to the wall, but the skeletons that have risen from below them and next to them have been defeated by you and the party. What happens now?
I'm not going to lie, that kind of hurt. Are we moving on or are we resting?
Do you think this is a safe, suitable space?
Well, the room we came through might be. It's,
How much rest do you require?
well, you know, an hour or so. I mean, unless you're in a rush to push on and die and meet your doom.
Our doom will come, whether we rush to it or not.
That's the attitude.
Okay with you taking a moment to restore your...
Is that the plan from the party, to take a short rest in this room, or are you guys going to be in separate rooms as Maron looks around this area, or did you want to do something particular?
Let's check and see if these doors are locked.
I want to rest in this closet.
As mentioned previously, in this room with the wooden floor, there are these creatures that appear to be elven, halfling, dwarven, and human. They're different, what look like pictures and sketches of charcoal and paper, depicting different organs and their placements within the body are pinned against the wall. Above where their skeletons were, the parchment is a bit tinged from the fiery rebirth of whatever these skeletons are. But if you'd like to check to see if the doors are locked, you can check the doors.
Yeah, I think I would probably just take a quick check to see if they're locked before we start a short rest. Don't want no surprises.
And I think I'm going to rest in this room.
You check the door here to the right or to the left to see if you're staring back towards your friends in the same room. And that door appears to be locked like all the other doors that have been in this tower. And also the door to the south here is also appears to be locked or at least stuck. I mean, the areas feel that it's cold, the moist air is pervasive throughout this entire place, and the door is either locked or the doors have been sealed shut as they expanded in the hundreds of years that this tower has been sunken.
Seems safe enough for a short rest.
Is there anything you would like to do during your short rest?
I would just tend to my wounds.
Mehron, Eleren, and Ade, anything you would like to do?
Yeah, the same. Just binding up where I'm singed.
Yeah, he's gonna pull out Ade's gonna pull out a little seashell and kind of listen to the ocean-like sounds that come out of it, and kind of refocus on nature and his natural powers to get some natural recovery.
And so for those of you who have spent at least an hour or more within this room with a wooden floor, you are tending to your wounds and, looking at the notes posted on the wall, looking at the different creatures that are here. The three of you can gain a +1 to medicine. So Dalgar, Eladan, and Mehron, you get +1 to medicine permanently, as you are able to understand the anatomy and physiology of your humanoid counterparts, or brethren, as it were.
I'll
Ade,
enjoy that.
sorry, buddy.
Ade chose not to spend his time in the creepy skeleton room. I think I won in
Yep. But as
that
the
exchange.
hour goes by, there are no other skeletons that come to life, nor are there anything that assails you, and you are able to take a short rest.
Do we hit dice into the aid, or do we just keep the 10 temp?
You hit dice into the aid.
Let me know when everybody is done rolling hit dice.
I'm done.
Yeah, done.
All right. So in this nightmarish gallery of death, 2 doors offer escape, while 3 doors offer escape from this horrific display. And each door a portal to further unknown horrors or burning skeletons. One here to the west, one here to the east, and the one to the south, leading to the room where Adi is taking his time. What happens now?
Well, I suppose we pick a door.
Mehron, what door is the party moving forward to? Or anybody else, for that matter?
Well, there's that room right to the south of us.
That is correct. So there are 4 exits to this room. I forgot to mention there's this door here on the south, door to the east, and a door to the west. And there's a second door to the south that Ada is presently at.
Should we open them all at the same time?
So party, what door would you like to go to?
Point me to a door, and I will attempt to.
I point you at. Yeah, we pointed. Of course, we all pointed different doors.
Different doors. There's 4 of you and pointed 4 different doors. Adi's ready to leave the building by going through the door he was at, and everybody points to the different ones. But Mehron, you sidle up next to this door to the east.
I will check it for traps. See if there are any other ancient dangers.
Since we're doing crossover, and it probably messed you up last time, you can give me a perception or investigation check.
The door is fine. I shall attempt to pick it.
Give me a sleight of hand check. Although a bit rusted, the lock proves much easier than the one earlier that unleashed the burning skeletons upon you. And you hear the click and the clack of the lock as the tumbler spins left to right, and the door is unlocked.
I will step back as far as I can, probably to where it's still in sight, right here. I test both hallways from here, and I use my mage hand to open the door.
As you pop open the door, it lets go a bit of a sigh of relief as some gas expels from the room, being long trapped. Once again, not being next to the door prevents you from feeling any ill effects of what may have been released.
That's one opened. Do you want me to continue, or shall we move forward?
Let us push on. We can always backtrack.
Yeah, I suppose being methodical has its advantages.
So are we being methodical, or are we pushing forward?
Well, you opened it. Let's check it out.
And I just wait for someone else to go through the door first.
As you step into the room, a long pole stretches out ahead of you. The water is dark and still, reflects the dim light of the walls, the smooth surface, as smooth as glass, creating an eerie mirror in the chamber's gloom. The edges of the pools are framed by stone steps, worn and weathered, but still clearly defined, leading down into the depths of the water. The air of this chamber is dark. It's a stark contrast the stale, musty atmosphere of the rest of the tower. It is noticeably fresher, carrying a hint of crispness that is almost invigorating, a rare and welcomed respite from the oppressive dampness that has pervaded the rest of these rooms. To one side of the pool near the wall, there's rotten remnants of cloth draped beneath a stone peg. The frayed, moldy fabric hints at the pool's former purpose, likely a bathhouse or bathing area. Stone peg, coated in a layer of grime, stands as a solitary sentinel, its original function long since forgotten. 2 doors lead out of this room, framed by the dim, flickering light that penetrates the chamber, promising further exploration and the uncovering of more secrets hidden within its depths. What happens now?
So there doesn't seem to be much in this room
Nope, there's
other than the water.
clothing here on this table, old, dirtied, and tattered, that sits underneath what is likely a hanging peg or some kind of robes from a bathhouse that you've typically seen in a bathhouse. But other than that, there's the door leading to the north and the door that you've come through leading back to the west.
I think they're ready for you, Mayron.
You're up, Marin. We got another door.
Start poking him in the back with my stick.
Well, as I'm walking up to the door, I inspect it. Are there any dangers that have survived the decay of time?
The door does not appear to be trapped. It is locked. Like many of the doors here, you check the handle. The handle are not the round doorknobs, but the hinge type that you frequently find on bay windows leading to balconies, and you tick, 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 and it rattles in its place, but it is also locked. And each door you found in this tower has been locked as you've descended its depths.
I will continue to check if they're locked, because the waste of energy can mean death and win. So pick a door that is not locked would be a waste. So I will, but yeah, I will just go ahead and that is a 21.
21. You're getting the feeling that there was one locksmith who crafted the doors and the door locks, crafted the door locks to all the doors within this decrepit tower, this ruined dungeon, and you're able to turn the tumblers twice to the left and once to the right, and you hear the satisfying click as you unlock the door.
I tell everyone to take a few steps back. I mage hand the door open.
The door opens, but this time there is no dinge or gas released from the other room, seemingly offset by the fresh air here in this checkered tiled bathhouse.
Smells fresher here.
Finally.
Something
I
to be
will-
grateful for.
Move up and peek my head in.
The room is dominated by 6 skeletal figures, each posed with meticulous care upon stone pedestals. The pedestals themselves are engraved with intricate markings, their grim designs casting a haunting beauty over the grotesque displays. One skeletal figure is captured mid-pose, its bony fingers delicately positioned, as if drawing a bow across an invisible violin, an eerie semblance of musical grace frozen in time. Another stands in a dramatic riposte, its rapier held at the ready in a stance that seemed poised for an eternal duel. Nearby, a skeleton is draped in the tattered remnants of a ball gown, its skeletal face twisted in a mournful expression, as if caught in a moment of sorrowful weeping. In contrast, another skeleton, remains of a halfling captured mid-leap, its hands outstretched as if in the act of catching a large unseen ball, and another figure posed in vigilant stance, its eye socket gazing into the distance, ever watchful. The final skeleton is engaged in a frozen game of chance, its bony digits seemingly manipulating unseen dice in a perpetual moment of suspense. On the opposite side is a grim spectacle, a small austere bench arranged in a semicircle around or providing seating for anybody contemplate their creations. Benches, simple and functional, reflect the somber nature of the room, offering a place and admire the unsettling gallery.
Mayron will sit, observe for a while. Not a while, but a moment, as long as the party does not.
And you guys love to sit and hang out with all these skeletons. I don't understand.
Are these skeletons stone statues of skeletons, or are they actual skeletons?
They look like skeletons, very much the skeletons you've seen in the past. They're in various poses, doing various actions, but they don't appear to be stone.
I'm going to inspect that one.
It is engaged in a frozen game of chance, its bony fingers seemingly manipulating unseen dice in a perpetual moment of suspense before it throws its dice. You can give me a perception or investigation check.
Pretty bad.
A 5. Although being in these odd poses, the skeleton doesn't give you any vibes. There aren't any charred remnants on the ground here. Although it's odd to find these skeletons in these different poses for no reason, and these benches surrounding them as if staring at them for no reason, or at least an unknown reason.
What do you guys make of this?
I've been sitting and looking at them for a while. Do I notice anything?
You want to give me a perception or investigation check, or something where you...
Yeah, perception. 10.
A 10. Other than being in odd poses, nothing stands out to you as being odd, although the poses themselves are quite odd.
I just look at them for a while, and after a while I tilt my head towards my companions and say, I can understand the creator's intention. However, this simile of life, this fake creation of what they were, deters from the beauty of their death and moment of repose.
If I touch one of them, does it react, or is it just like hung up by something?
It doesn't seem to move. It is certainly not hung by anything as if a marionette, but it doesn't move. You can likely destroy it if you wanted to, knowing your brute strength. It's delicate in some manner, but there certainly is likely some kind of magic holding it together.
Well, shall we proceed, or does anyone have anything they want to do with these? I just think it's weird.
No, I'm not in the habit of manipulating the dead. Unless they have treasures, of course.
Well, seeing that we've seen other animated skeletons, we should possibly take care of these.
I will gladly watch you, my friend.
I think if they have not arisen to meet us as we entered, I think they pose no threat. They have been manipulated enough.
By the way, let me know if you want them smashed.
Perhaps we just close the door.
But it looks like there's some other doors in this room.
Are we no longer traveling in this direction? Are we going to circle back?
Apologies, I was so enamored with the thought of these people's deaths that I failed to notice that we have more paths here. There appear to be 3. Does anyone have a preference?
You're the one picking. You pick.
Very well. And I check the door for traps, see if it's locked, and then pick the lock.
For traps, give me a perception or investigation check, please.
11.
11. The door does not appear to be trapped.
Is it locked?
It is
I
locked.
assume so, and I pick it.
Sleight of hand. A 10. I don't think that succeeds, as the door seems more secure than others. Perhaps something of value lies beyond. You just got a little lazy.
Would you like me to check if I can open one of these other options, or large friend like to try his method?
I just walk up and I attempt to bash that door.
And I start backing away as he starts walking up.
Give me an athletics check.
I jump back as quick as I can.
Give me a con save as foul air escapes from this room.
Nice.
I think you're kind of used to it now. You hold your breath, not only to reinforce your blow, but to resist whatever gas might escape the room, and the door flies from its hinges. And what you see is a private bedchamber that has long since fallen to ruin. The passage of time has been unforgiving, leaving the room in a state of dismal decay. The air is thick with the musty scent of neglect, and the faintly sour odor emanates from the room's grim conditions. Ragged sheets, once likely the bedding of an unfortunate occupant, are strewn about the floor in tatters. The remnants are so thoroughly shredded that they resemble little more than scraps of fabric, likely having served as a nest for rats that have long since abandoned the place. Once sturdy wooden furniture bears marks of relentless gnawing, its surface marred with extensive rat damage, a grim testament to the infestation that plagued the chamber previously. The floor is a morass of rank, murky water that reaches up to your ankles. The water, dark and stagnant, is pulled unevenly across the room, creating a field of sludgy terrain. Much of the floor is turned into a gooey, almost gelatinous mixture of rotten leather, splintered wood, disintegrated paper, and threadbare cloth. The accumulation of materials has created a putrid quagmire that adds to the overall sense of decay. Against the wall, the desk stands as a rare island of relative preservation amid the ruin. Despite the pervasive damage, the desk remains largely intact, its surface cluttered with remnants of old, faded papers and a thin layer of dust. The only salvageable piece of furniture in the room, offering a glimmer of utility amidst the surrounding desolation. And what happens now?
That drawer looks pretty nice. You should check it for treasure.
I'm going to keep my eyes on the skeletons while they investigate the room.
Cozy. Is there anything on the desk, or is it just bare?
It is bare. Anything that may have been on the desk appears to have been mixed with rat feces and whatever this water that reaches up to your ankles, cloth that may have existed here. But the desk does have drawers, and if anybody wants to search the desk, they can give me a DC 16 investigation and or perception check.
I'll search the drawers.
You look around, pulling them out. There doesn't seem to be anything but spreads of paper that have existed here for years and years.
Not much of a going concern, but we appear to have narrowed down one of the doors. This other door here seems to just lead back.
Oh, Marin, treasure seems to be further down. Is that a set of stairs?
There looks to be a trap door with a set of stairs leading down.
There looks to be a way down here, Marin. Do we want to check out the last door on this floor, or do we want to head straight down?
If we wish to check the other doors, we can move forward. I have no objections either way. Shall we check at least the door that is in this the other third door?
Does there seem to be a source of the water where it's coming from?
It is likely just creeped in from one of the corners, or at least from the ceiling. Remembering that this whole underground area was emerged from the water, or at least the cove, and the cove's water has receded due to the earthquake and the resettling of the shelf.
Yeah, Marin, do your thing on the other door before we go down.
Check for traps.
Roll me investigation or perception.
22.
This door is trapped. And as you look around it, Dalgar, you were looking at these skeletons that were in these various poses. And as Maron gets closer and closer, you see them imperceptibly twitch towards the door. Well, I guess they would be perceptibly twitched, but you see them ever so slightly look in Maron's direction.
This door.
These skeletons are coming alive, I think.
Interesting. I suppose you may smash them now.
I would position myself in the middle of them.
So the door is trapped. It appears to be a magical trap. Would you like to attempt to, what is the word I'm looking for? Untrap the trap? Disable the trap.
Disarm. Disable, yeah.
I like untrap the trap.
Oh, yeah.
Untrap the trap.
That's going to be the new term going forward. I would like to untrap the trap, please.
So it begins. It has beginned.
Roll
Okay.
untrapping.
Are we going to roll for untrap before we roll to smash skeletons?
Dalgar, you said that the skeleton's movement,
I swear, I saw him twitch.
perhaps we attempt to take care of them now, before if we accidentally...
As soon as you say, take care of him now, I smash one of them.
You smash the one that was throwing dice. Its bones clatter to the ground. 5 remain standing. 1 scattered across the floor of this room.
I just start smashing them all.
You smash all the bones. They ricochet off the pedestals and benches in this room, and nothing's left but shards of bone, brittle and broken across the floor.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this place is making me go crazy. Maybe I saw it move. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Maron, what would you like to do?
If all of them are smashed, I will attempt to untrap the trap
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, yeah.
with my thieves' tool.
You
That's a 12.
gather the weave around you. You push the mystic energy of the Feywild into this door, or this trap that you see it, and you see it shimmer and then fade away.
Leave the magics.
Is the lock gone?
The lock is not gone.
The lock was not made of magic, friend.
Well, then can you unlock the lock?
I just look at Ade and just... Yeah, I'm not even looking at the lock. I'm looking at him, and just my hand just goes towards the lock with my lock picks.
And you hear the click-clack of the tumblers falling into place, and you have disarmed the locked door. Untrapped the door. Unlocked the door.
Open the door, cool guy.
The door is untrapped. The lock is unlocked. The door is undoored. And I undoor the door with my mage hand.
Hey,
Ade, why are you so far in the corner?
Mirrored is equally far. And also, I don't like the stinky rooms.
Get used to it.
Eleren, as you peer into this room, what you see are books on a shelf, but more importantly, the nostalgic scent of old books. Their pages yellowed and faintly musty, yet comforting. The fragrance stands in a sharp contrast to the unpleasant odors you've encountered elsewhere in this place, offering a brief respite and a hint of intellectual refuge. The room is softly illuminated by a dim, steady light that spills across a modest collection of books, shelved in neat, orderly cases that line the walls. The books appear well preserved, their leather bindings and gilt edges hinting at a bygone era of scholarly pursuit. Each shelf is meticulously arranged as if the volumes have been lovingly maintained despite the passage of time. At the center of the room, a solitary chair, designed simply yet sturdy, stands beside a small table. The table is unremarkable in itself, holds a certain presence, adding to the room's scholarly ambiance. A bronze skeleton, artfully posed, stands in quiet repose nearby, metal bones catching the faint of light, casting a subtle reflection across the room. The skeleton, with its eerie stillness, seems to embody the room's quietude, a testament to the passage of time and the scholarly nature of this space.
Like, look, it's a reading room, library.
I have heard tales, the dangers of these so-called chairs. We should leave immediately.
Does it seem to be a common theme of the books in this room, or?
These books are immense. They're 18 inches by 12 inches by 4 inches thick. There are 9 of them.
That's a lot of book.
Yes, they are a lot of book.
Do they have words on the spine?
There are words on the spine, written in a familiar yet incomprehensible language. You would like to read them, you can make an int check.
Recheck. 14?
Although familiar, still incomprehensible to you.
Either I'm very bad at reading, or these are magic books. Maybe we can sell them for some money.
Well, even if they're just books, they're valuable.
Debatable. Dalgar, you think you can carry those books, buddy? I don't know if I can even pick one up.
Oh, yeah. Is this chair big or just normal size?
You want the chair too?
It is normal sized.
I was going to say if it was huge, I was going to sit in it.
I'll casually step outside while I try to convince Dalgar to pick up the books.
Do any of these books have like pentagrams on them?
Eleren, say that again?
Even if we can't decipher the books, others might be able to, so we should take them with us.
I was just inquiring if they had any hint of evil, like runic pentagrams or anything.
There aren't any symbols on it. Although the language is familiar, it's written in an old common. And for you to understand them, you would have to roll better than Ade.
I'm not too smart, fellas.
I'll roll Arcana, but I'll do it with a disadvantage.
You can roll me an int check, or they're certainly not magical or have pentagrams or anything like that. So if you want to decipher what might be written upon the books, that would just be a straight int check. The DC is 15.
Yeah, I roll with disadvantage because I'm not much of a reader.
Yeah, they're books. They're big, heavy. You could carry them, but your friends maybe not.
These are big books. I'll just start loading them into my backpack.
I will glance at them to see if I know.
They're definitely magically encoded.
You can roll me an int check.
All the same. I don't have any. I guess. Is my +1 the best out of this party? Are we that party?
Yeah, I think the rest of us are like -1.
I definitely rolled a 15 and got a 14, so I think you got it.
19.
19. You start to peruse the books. There's a book called 99 Songs of Hate and Derision. These books are written in an old common language, similar to how Elven might be a derivative of Sylvan. This language is a derivative of common. You can, anytime I refer to written in old common, you can now read these these letters on these books, but it is written in Old Common. There is one called Anana Songs of Hate and Derision. There was another called of The Sky Without End by Alsto Starmaster. Nonfiction details various inaccurate astronomical theories. A Simple Guide to Vampires. Another one called Fool's Gold. There is a hymn book to Apollo. It's cover slimy oak wood bound with tin wire. The pages are thin parchment scrawled writing in black, illustrating with line drawings. It is written in a foreign language, and there is a folded corner serving as a bookmark, marking an illustration. Another one called Swordsman of the Northern Sea. There's another one called Linnaeus's textbook on the Therian War. It's clean cover, tan linen cloth over mahogany wood panels enclosed in a gray wool wrappings wrapped with a glyph of warding. Pages are yellowed vellum with cramped writing in sepia. It is written in the Old Common tongue. The glyph of warding appears to do nothing. Another one is called Guardians Without Flaws. Another one called The Book of Shadows. And finally, Genealogy of Rubrands and the May Mound, covered in dirty cherry wood tied with blue ribbons. Pages are moldy and spidery. There's a purple ribbon bookmarking a blank page.
I'm reading all of this off as I peruse these books, and I say, is this tongue not still common in your plane? It used to be widely spoken. By the way, there will be a test on all these.
Believe him, Dalgar. He's lying. You can't read them.
This is nerd stuff.
What happens now?
You guys want to keep these?
Books are always valuable.
Anything exciting in them?
I mean, knowledge.
I will start gathering up the books and storing them in my backpack.
All right. Each book is 12 pounds. There are 10 books. I said 9, but there are 10.
Anyone have a bag of holding?
You? Is 10 books a little too much for you?
I mean, that's a lot of weight. How much can I carry at 18 strength?
You can probably carry these 120 books being a, what are your species?
Goliath.
Yeah, Goliath. I think you can carry like twice your carrying capacity or normal carrying capacity. 120 pounds is probably nothing to you.
I'll load them up.
These 10 books, 12 pounds each. They're quite large, 18 by 12 by 4. And just so we can keep bookkeeping, they're probably worth about 50 gold pieces each.
Yep, that's why we're taking them.
To the right collector.
Maybe we could put these on the stairs and grab them on our way out.
I mean, if you find a skeleton to bash, you can always put them down.
I mean, I don't think they're all going to fit in my backpack. They're pretty large.
Do we want to take the time to put them near the entrance?
May as well. It's not far off.
We'll follow your lead.
So I guess before we go down the trapdoor, we'll just grab all these books and lay them on the stairs going back up.
Okay. Marcus, somebody mark down you have these 10 books and you put them on the steps over here in section B1.
I don't think we ever investigated this room.
Yeah, Mara never opened up the closet.
That area is still closed to you, but I assume you head down stairs.
Wait, no, we wanted to check out the closet. I'm just playing. Let's go downstairs.
The stairwell beckons you deeper into the crumbling remnants of the ancient tower, its descent spiraling into the shadowy depths below as you make your way downward. The temperature perceptibly drops, growing colder and colder with each step, wrapping you in an ever thicker shroud of chill. The walls of the stairwell, once cloaked in vibrant green moss, given way to a peculiar greenish fungus that now clings to the stone in a grotesque, otherworldly pattern. The fungus exudes a faint luminescence, casting an eerie, sickly glow, dancing across the shifting shadows. The bottom of the stairwell, the descent levels off, giving way to worked earthen floors, the surface rough and uneven, a stark contrast to the worn stone of the stairs. The ground here has been carefully shaped, its rudimentary craftsmanship evident, despite the layers of dust and grime that have settled over it. The only exit is a solitary door set into the wall, the sole gateway deeper into this desolate expanse, its weathered surface hinting at the secrets and challenges that lie beyond in the shadowed corridors of the tower's deeper levels.
Hey, look, Marion, only one option for you.
Not quite as interesting. And I will go ahead and check for traps.
Give me a perception or investigation check, please.
21.
21. This door does not appear to be trapped, magical or otherwise. You hear the rattle of the door. Click, 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 click.
I look towards Talgar, appears that you are our only hope.
Oh, stand back, everyone. I got it.
Roll me a athletics check to burst apart the door. A 14 is enough, as these doors have lain underground for centuries, and the splintered burst outwards, and the door is open, revealing a vast, imposing chamber that stretches out before you, the enormity accentuated by the shadows that play across the expanse. It is dominated by a series of pedestals, each standing about 5 foot tall. Crowning each pedestal is an exquisitely crafted stone bowl. The surface is carved with intricate designs that catch the dim light, lending to the room's air of solemn grandeur. One side of the room, a damaged statue stands in the corner, the once precise craftsmanship marred with large, jagged crack that cuts through the elaborate patterns. Statue seems to pulse faintly with a residual arcane energy, hinting at the powerful magic that once was at work here. Against one wall, remnants of what was a comprehensive collection of scrolls, which must have lined the walls in an impressive array, have long since vanished, leaving behind only faint, dusty outlines of their presence. The empty spaces on the wall form a stark reminder of the knowledge and secrets that have been lost to time. The room is flanked by 2 doors, each positioned at opposite ends of a long, expansive space. These doors, weathered and worn, stand as the only means of departure from this cavernous chamber, their presence hinting at the continued mysteries and hidden depths that lie beyond the confines of this room.
So the scrolls were on the wall?
Scrolls were hanging on the wall or lined on the wall, but they've long since gone. It's almost as if you leave a book on a shelf for a while and you never dust. But you can also search the room thoroughly or investigate it if you'd like. That goes with every room in this place.
Yeah, I'll search the room.
You can give me a perception or an investigation check. You look around the room. The bowls, though empty of anything useful, are filled with puddles or pools of water that have been mixed with whatever dust has lingered here over time. Anybody else want to look or search? Study or search, I think is the new term. 2 doors flank the room to the north and to the south.
I would like to inspect the statue.
Give me an investigation check or perception check. Broken, its arm cleaved by some kind of weapon. The trident it was once holding has been broken off and lays off to the side. The head removed, although despite what it looks like on the screen, it is broken into 4 large pieces.
It's made out of stone.
That is correct. It is made out of stone. What happens now?
Well, I assume these basins have some important use, but damned if I know what it is.
There was flowing water in the room or something, I would assume. It'd be a puzzle, but as is, think it might be art?
Anybody who wants to can give me an Arcana check.
We both rolled 14. Both rolled 10s.
All right. So we have an 18 and 2 14s. Is that correct?
No, I got a 14. Eleren has a -1 Arcana.
Still good enough. These bowls at one point in time were used as scrying bowls. Near the statue, you can see that at one point in time there was a summoning circle that you could use to summon creatures of other planes into this place, but it is marred with age and time, the cracks in the floor, and it is no longer useful or usable.
Definitely seems to be a room of complicated magics, but I doubt it's of any use to us now. Come on, don't get distracted. Treasures are still deeper.
I was just going to suggest we go through the next doors.
We both stare at Eleren.
Near the statue,
Sure.
and I go through the same motions.
Give me an investigation or perception.
The door is fine.
The door is fine.
The lock is extra fine. Talgar,
Got a stuck door?
it appears so.
Did you check it for traps?
Of course. It's perfectly safe.
I'll try and kick it open.
Give me an athletics check. One with age and time, although more reinforced than the other doors. It still succumbs to your brute force, and as you kick open the door, it reveals a grand, opulent temple that exudes an aura of divine reverence. The sheer scale of the room is overwhelming, its vastness adorned with the remnants of a long-forgotten splendor. The space dedicated to deity of immense power, and its architecture reflects the grandeur, befitting some divine presence. In the middle of the temple, a large stone banquet table stands as a relic of the past. This draped in tattered black cloth, faded to an ashen gray over time. Upon it, remnants of a once extravagant feast are scattered. The feast now lies in utter ruin. The decayed remnants of opulent dishes and tarnished silverware tell the tales that have long since turned to dust. The north side of the room commands attention with a striking bas-relief sculpture upon a sarcophagus that depicts a large, menacing fly. Its back marked with a grim skull motif. The eerie image casts shadows of death and decay across the wall, intricate details capturing the malevolent essence of the god or goddess to whom the temple is dedicated. Center of the temple, a dramatic tableau unfolds. 3 skeletons, once locked in fierce combat, stand poised in their frozen battle stances. Their forms, preserved in the act of conflict, seem almost animated by the remnants of their former fury. As the door swings open and your presence disrupts the long, dormant scene, the skeletons begin to stir with a jerky mechanical motion, and the stillness of centuries is abruptly shattered as they rise from their static poses, and their hollowed eye sockets turn towards you as they prepare to engage in combat once more. Let us roll some initiative as these creatures come to life.
Put my money on Nancy.
Do I notice any flames on these skeletons?
No flames.
All right, I'm gonna start off in my reckless stance.
Marin, I believe you're first to go.
Well, sensing that my friend Thalgar is tensing for some sort of conflict, I will 5, 10, 15, 20. And I see these skeletons moving. Do I notice that these aflame like the others?
They're not on fire like the ones before.
Do these seem more heavily armed and armored, more threatening?
They are certainly more dangerous than the skeletons that you've previously encountered.
Very well. Noticing this increase in arcane, as a bonus action, enact my innate sorcery. So pretty much I get advantage on attack rolls, on sorcerer spells I cast, and my DC increases by 1 for 1 minute. I will target this larger one here, or not this larger one, the green one in the aura.
Yep.
And I will just try a sorcerer's burst first.
A creature carries a large pike. A dark pennant hangs from it as it's looking in the direction of this now splintered door.
All right. Sorcerer's burst. What kind of damage? You know what? Lightning's been serving Maron well this whole time, so we'll continue with the lightning. That's a natural 20.
It is not immune to lightning.
So that is 37 points of damage.
As your lightning bolt streaks across the room, it dances around Thalgar, almost emboldened by his figure as it's a conduit of your sorcerous energy, and you strike this creature that is standing with its pennant raised high in this sickly green aura, and it crackles across its body, its bones shaking and riveting in place, but although badly injured, it is still standing.
And Thalgar, as you notice, as I come up to you, and for a moment before my lightning bolt blast, you know the air kind of chills around me as the arcane energy kind of erupts and flows from me in this kind of cold, wintry, almost storm.
I turn around and look at you as a mini lightning bolt goes past me.
Bonus action, movement action. That is my turn.
So I can't really see much of anything.
Yep, you don't see anything.
For now, I think I'm just going to dodge.
Ade, it is your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Companions are obviously taking stances to get ready for some kind of impending attack. What would you like to do?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh. I shall dash to get across the room.
Go back and make sure the books are still there.
All right, that's my turn.
Thalgar, 3 figures stand ready, one badly injured by the lightning energy that has exuded from your companion, Mayron. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess we're doing this. I am going to move in. We'll get to there. And I'm going to use a maneuver. It's called Iron Tempest. It allows me To attack multiple creatures, whenever I hit a creature with a weapon attack, it deals an extra 2d6. And in addition, I can make 3 more attacks, but each attack has to be against a different target. I'll just start with the guy that was just hit by the sorceress first. And this will be with a halberd.
With a 26, it's still reeling from the energy, the electric energy dancing across its bones. You dash across the room, brandishing your halberd, bringing it down in an overhand strike, and you're able to slam into the bones. It's battered split mail, pushing back some of your damage, but not all of it. Do you want to add anything to it?
A total of 18 on that, and then, I will add Hail Strike for another 6, and then it has to make a strength save of 15.
18 plus 6 is 24. The creature is near death. Strength save is a 22.
He's not knocked prone. Next attack, I will hit the one below me. The 17 hit.
17 definitely hits. These creatures less armored than this one that you attacked first.
It's 20 damage total.
The creature seems more robust than the original target, and it is now injured under your attack.
And then I will swing at the last one. It's a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
24 damage. Yeah, those were good damage rolls.
It is also injured under your attack, but these creatures, some kind of historic elite knights locked and posed here before you broke open the time barrier that kept them preserved. They reel under your attack, and they all glare and hold their weapons at the ready, looking your direction. Any bonus action or movement?
Bonus action, I will change my stance to the one that gives me advantage on dex saves.
Okay.
I will stay put.
As you look at this creature, these axes that it holds in its hands, actually, they don't appear to be holding it. They appear to be fused onto the end of its bones. As they're fused into its being, it moves forward and will make a multi-attack against you with its battle axe / hands.
That is scary.
That is a natural one attack, and the multi-attack is a 10. So you're able to dodge aside. I think the skeletal commander with the pennant will raise its pennant in the air, and this next creature will attempt to attack you with advantage, adding a d4 to its attack. That is a 18 plus d4. That is a 21 to hit.
Love it.
For 6 slashing damage. The next attack is, maybe it can hit you. It's a 15 to hit.
That'll miss.
As it misses, looking towards the pennant, it makes a bonus action attack. The skeletal commander, the thoughtful skeletal commander, is not very thoughtful. It will make a warlord strike, making a pike attack against Thalgar. That is a 13 to hit. That misses you. And then it will use its bonus action, and this creature below you will use its reaction to make an attack with its grafted battle axe arms. That is it's a d4, 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 4 slashing damage. Use its warlord's attack, and you take an additional 2 damage on top of that. And that ends its turn. Mayron.
I guess seeing the effectiveness of the last sorceress burst and looking at my more powerful spells that would not be quite as effective against these types of enemies, I will just attempt another sorceress wintry lightning bolt at the near dead. Not quite a natural 20 this time, but a natural 19.
19 will hit this creature.
6 lightning damage.
6 lightning damage. Describe to me how you defeat your devilish foe.
So the lightning kind of gathers as the wintry, icy air kind of chills even cooler, and almost like a cloud appears around his hand, swirling, and the lightning arcs out, and it goes, almost curves past Thalgar and strikes this skeleton. And as it arcs through, what you'd expect kind of the bones to maybe ignite from the lightning. No, they almost kind of freeze and grow even kind of more decrepit as it just kind of decomposes in a rapid rate and falls to the ground.
Nice. Any bonus action or movement?
5, 10, 15, and that's my turn.
I'll move into the room, and then what do we got here? I will bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the skeleton nearest to me here. Then I'll draw my bow and I'll take a shot at it. 14 hit or not?
As you draw your bow and you fire, these warriors appear to be some kind of barbarous warriors from ages past wearing no armor, and a 14 will hit.
Okay. Well,
how long does the holy weapon last?
Magic weapon lasts 1 hour.
Okay, so you're still good. So that's 5, 6, 12, 13. Is that correct?
Yes.
As the creature is badly injured, as your arrow streaks across the room and strikes it in the back of its, well, where its back once have been, but it flies through, brittling bones and breaking them as they clatter to the ground.
Okay, second attack.
16 hits, or is that 17?
17? Yeah.
Yep. When you fire your second arrow, it strikes it in its spine. The creature rears back, and then it looks and turns its angry glare towards you. It is near death, but still standing.
Sorry. I run it back.
Currently, you can barely see a creature over Thalgar's shoulder.
I would... Okay. Yeah, I would step into the room first then. And then attack this one here.
The one here, nearest Eleren, but just below Thalgar, or just south of Thalgar, and you fire your produce flame, and that is 19 or 8 fire damage, and it doesn't appear to be immune to fire. It is still near death, but still standing.
All right. Now I will press the button.
Thalgar, 2 foes remain.
I am going to swap stances again. I'll go into my reckless stance with my bonus action, and then I will attack the one that's almost dead first.
24 hits.
10 slashing.
That is an 18, so it is still up.
Looking confused after I thought I killed it, I will swing extra hard at it again.
18 hits once more. For 14, it needs to roll a 19 on a con save, and this creature drops to the ground, its bones rattling on the floor. The floor is not dusty, but more pristine, still cracked with time and age.
I'll move down a little bit and kind of give a shoulder check into the other one, and end my turn. And you have advantage on attacks against me right now.
All right, great. Thank you. It will make a battle axe attack against you. That is a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 9 slashing damage, it makes a second attack. That is a 14. I believe that misses. And it has undead savagery, where it can make a bonus action attack if it had advantage on any attack. And that is a 20 for 11 slashing, for a total of 20 slashing damage this turn.
I'm going to use the rest of my maneuver points, all 4, for refusal to bleed. When I take damage, I can spend a maneuver point, roll 1d10 plus 5 to reduce damage. Total, I can spend 3 more additional points to reduce all damage from that creature by the same total until the start of my next turn. So minus 8 damage from the 2 hits that hit me. So I think the first one was 9, right?
Yep.
So 1 from that, and then what was the second hit?
11.
So total 4 damage.
Any other reactions or effects?
Nope, that's my reaction.
And if something does not seem to be broken, then why try to fix it? And I will Sorcerer's Burst the skeleton engaged with my friend. 21 to hit.
21 easily hits this unarmored creature.
For 7 points of lightning damage.
7 points of lightning. It is badly injured. Sure, lightning streaks across. Thalgar not being a conduit this time, but still streaks across. You see the bones jump and shake.
That's it.
I'll move down. bonus action move Hunter's Mark onto the remaining skeleton and attack him. Not with that one.
What is the total?
Right, it's only 11.
11 just misses.
Okay. Second attack. That's better.
12, 14, 20.
Yes.
Near death, but barely hanging on as you fire your arrow across the table. It slams in this creature. It drops to one knee and the bones continue and barely holding it together as this green aura exuding from the skull seems to reinvigorate it.
Right. See, sometimes when it's not broken, we still mix it up just for fun. So Ade is going to go ahead and 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get in the mix. And bonus action Shillelagh and action and try to take a swing at this guy.
AC is 12, vulnerable to bludgeoning,
Yeah, boy. Hey, stick did it. 10 stick damage.
which becomes 20 stick damage,
Yeah.
which is 25. I can maybe make that. No, he can't do that because it was bludgeoning damage. Describe to me how you vanquish your most fearless foe.
Yeah. It is a very wild and ungainly and just war cry, just inspired by Thalgar's martial brilliance. And come in and take just a nice hard thwack straight down on the top of the skull, thinking I am also cool. I make eye contact with Thalgar like I am also a good warrior.
Hey, there you are. Thought you were checking on the books.
Now we'll leave that to the smart one who stays in the back.
Quietude of this space is only broken by the quiet rattling of the bones that exist within the aura that is protruding off the skeleton or skull that sits atop the sarcophagus. Each moment passes, the rattling of the bones grows louder and louder as if these creatures begin to reform themselves. Time, once stopped but interrupted by Thalgar breaking through the doors, seems moments in the past. But what do you do as these skeletons start piecing themselves back together?
We start clubbing them.
Start throwing them everywhere. Pieces in different directions. Away from the green thing.
As you move them away, the skull, precious stones, precious metals, precious glass, they continue to rattle and shake, being drawn back to the skull that almost cackles and mimics you across the room. I can get a DC 12 religion check or a DC 15 perception check and a DC 15 perception check and a DC 12 religion check from anybody in the room.
Both or either?
Oos.
Both.
Would be a 16 perception.
Oh,
and
damn,
a
2 nat
natural 20
20s.
for 21.
Wow, look at you guys. That's 3 nat 20s on this check, or these checks.
Tell us all your secrets.
So let's go with the first one, which is a religion check from Meron. This temple is dedicated to the patron deity Urgathoa, goddess or mistress of undeath. The perception check is to view that any creature within this room, now that it has been unsealed, would be reanimated by this skull that sits atop the bas relief that encases this sarcophagus and made of glass can be easily shattered.
Bring the remains out of this room immediately. Then I walk up to the glass sarcophagus and I cast Sorcerous Burst at it using thunder damage.
Describe how you obliterate this glass skull, emanating this sickly green energy.
I walk up to it and I'm just whispering in Sylvan, oneself, let alone others, and continuing the cycle of the seasons is abhorrent and will not be tolerated. As a servant of my queen, you cannot exist. And I just cast Sorcerous Burst.
The sickly light goes out as the remnants of this glass skull scatter across the room. Everything appears quiet within the room, and as you shift through the wreckage of this necromancer's lair, your eyes catch a glimpse of a half-burned book, its pages singed and crumbling under your fingers. The remaining fragments are filled with cryptic symbols and dark invocations. but one entry stands out, barely legible amidst the damage. And it says, "In the shadow of the howling hills, where the dead kings lie, their power awaits the herald's call. The ritual nears completion. We rise in the dawnless night." As the words send a chill through you, the howling hills, a place shrouded in myth and fear, now seem linked to something far darker than mere legend. There, buried within the tombs of long dead rulers, lies a necromantic power waiting to be unleashed. Though the details are lost to the flames, one thing is clear: if this ritual is completed, a force far more dangerous than anything you've faced so far will rise, bringing the dead with it. And there is a cutscene as you look around the room, and the echoes of glass shattering. "Master, you're requested to be alerted should anyone breach the remnants of ladies at their stronghold." The servant stammers, his voice quivering with a mixture of fear and servility. The wretched hunchbacked figure of a man, resembling a grotesque toad more than a human, hobbles forward with labored steps. His disheveled appearance and the tattered remnants of his once functional attire paint a picture of neglect and decay. He moves with a barely contained urgency, his rheumy eyes flickering nervously toward the imposing figure who stands by a grand window. The regal figure, tall and commanding, remains motionless, gazing out through the ornate, dust-laden panes of the massive window that offers a panoramic view of the desolate landscape beyond. The flickering light from the setting sun casts long shadows across the room, accentuating the sharp, angled features, and the opulence of his surroundings. Without turning to face his servant, the master raises a gloved hand with an imperious gesture, halting the toad-like man mid-sentence. "That will be enough, Ackler. Your presence here is no longer required. Go and tend to the dogs. They must be fed." The tone of his voice is cool and dismissive, carrying an air of finality that brooks no argument. And Ackler's expression is a mix of relief and dejection as he bows deeply and shuffles towards the door. The door creaks open and then closes behind him with a slow, mournful groan, sealing off the damp chill of the corridor from the warmth of the grand room. Once alone, the master turns slowly, his movements deliberate and measured, surveys the room with a calculating gaze, the flicker of candlelight casting an eerie glow across his face. A thoughtful silence ensues as he contemplates the implications of the news. His eyes, sharp and intense, gleam with a hint of dark anticipation. "Well, it seems we might have a new player on the board," he muses aloud, his voice carrying a chilling undertone of intrigue. The corners of his mouth curl into a faint, enigmatic smile. "It is time to reconvene the Black Barrow Society once again. Summon the members. We have much to discuss and new strategies to devise." The finality in his voice suggests that the forthcoming meeting will be of great significance, and the machinations of the secret society are set into motion once more.